Hello, good day, good evening. This is Biff from STAXX.CLUB. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a great day or a great evening. Just doing a little impromptu recording. Today is Saturday, May 13th. We are preparing for Miami and just want to do a little blurb here. If you haven't already heard, the Bitcoin conference in Miami is May 18th, and the day before, down in Miami, we are going to be down at the Shitcoin conference, a huge festival. It's the third annual. This one's going to be in Wynwood, and so if you're not familiar with Miami, the Wynwood Art District is this just like awesome area, very industrial, and going to be lots of like graffiti art. We're going to have this party. You can see all the featured peeps that are going to be down there talking. And there's going to be plenty of panels and learning and that sort of thing. Please go out here and check out the website. The links will be in our video. It's just shitcoinconf.com. There's still time to sponsor or jump in if you want to. Again, I think there's only limited spots, and there are a few tickets. They opened up a few more tickets, so there are some tickets to grab, and it's, this one's only $20 to get into. So if you are down in Miami and you see this and you want to just pop in, do it. I'm imagining we'll have some tickets available at the door as well. Again, they opened up some more space here, so come join us. And this is a whole different kind of experience. This is not a typical conference experience. This is more of a social networking, in real time, people collaborating, talking about their projects and best practices, things that are going on in the industry. And quite frankly, this one's going to have a night market and just a huge party. So we're not even going to pretend, right? This is just going to be a blowout blast. The venue is called the Lab Miami, which is this like super cool interactive meeting spot. I have not done a venue here yet personally, so kind of excited myself. Make sure to check this out. If you're not already following us on Goldman Sachs, we are completely designing this website, so don't go out there and play around with it just yet, but we will be streaming as much as we can from Miami as well. The details to follow. If you are not paying attention to what's going on right now, we do have a drop going on. This is our Shitcoin conference NFT that we did with Raspachi from Graffiti Kings and Graffiti Punks. This dude's just absolutely amazing with the blender. You can see he produced this beautiful NFT here for us, and we released this to STAXX.CLUB members first. And that's a free drop that's going on right now just for another couple of hours, and then it'll open up to the public sale. We decided on a 10 wax price. There will be some buying limitations, but that'll open up here about 8 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to get in on that, that's a pre-minted pool of 420 NFTs. The number one mint is in the pool. So look for details on that. And without getting too deep into markets today, we did get a request from some Staxers to kind of take a look at some basic GANN theory. And if you're not familiar with what GANN theory is, let's just take a look at it real quick. So, this is pretty easy, right? Just go Google GANN theory and you'll get at least started on what you need. So GANN theory was a concept developed by William D. Gann in the 1900s. Successful trader believed that stock prices change with an angle. An asset can move in different angles. He noticed price changes were related to natural geometric shapes and predicted future price movements in relation to time. So it's very interesting. Again, without getting too technical into this is just kind of an intro. People see me drawing these angles all over things and they're like, what the heck are you doing? That's what this is, guys. This is not overcomplicated. And most of our analysts and guys that are trading or looking at crypto, for example, are on TradingView. So I'm going to do a little demo here, just a quick one. Just kind of get you started. And this can be applied to any market though. So you can see these GANN angles, trading techniques developed by this legend, William Delbert Gann. Geometry, astrology, ancient mathematics to prevent or to predict events in the financial markets as trading strategies are still widely used today. Again, I encourage you to do a deep dive on this because it's wild. Some of this stuff is fascinating. If you know me, you guys know that I'm way out there. I like to explore theories. Really like to learn everything I possibly can, especially when it comes to like nature, natural geometry, harmonics. Um, we use a lot of Fibonacci math as well, which is, basic math that comes from nature that we just know so little about. So without getting too deep down the rabbit hole, that's the basics of this. And what he did was create some indicators based on these angles and time lapses that he noticed. And he noticed that he could actually produce these angles and trend lines and apply them to, here's a gold chart. He could actually apply them to price movements and notice these patterns starting to form over and over and over again in the price action in the markets of these things, traded commodities, right? So he started applying these. This is called a square as well, and this is more of like a time frame, but we'll kind of look at this. So again, this is Investopedia, so just jump out there and read about it if you want to. But what can you do with that? So how can we apply GAN theory? Well, let's take a look at this. Now, what I pulled up here is just a Bitcoin chart. We're looking at a weekly Bitcoin chart on Bitstamp. And the first thing we kind of need to do, in my opinion, anytime we're doing some charting, right, is just kind of figure out, well, first of all, what is it what we're trying to draw a picture of? Now, in this case, I want to get some basics about, say, resistance support on Bitcoin, and then maybe something to help us figure out kind of what's going on with this price action, right? Because we don't really even know what's going on with Bitcoin right now. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Overall market sentiment, I would say, is kind of neutral right now. Rates are high. The global economic markets are still kind of wheeling from all of the inflation. We're not really sure, uncertainty, I guess would be the best word, right? So what I've done is I've just drawn some simple lines on here, and these have, held up throughout this run. So I've left them here on purpose, but I want to kind of, at least point them out, like what they are, right? So this is a weekly chart again. So we're talking about time frames. Anytime you're drawing charts and time frames, you want to try to zoom out first, right? So don't start on an hourly chart and start drawing this stuff. Zoom out, grab a weekly, grab a monthly, a yearly even, and start looking at the marks, right? Because you'll notice, like, this is a weekly, but if I pull up a monthly, some of these marks are going to hold up, right? The top is still the same. This mark here at 53,000 that created a support resistance line. You can see on this candle, it bounced, right? And all these candles is representing price action, price movement in one specific moment in time, right? So this is 1 month transaction. You can see this is November 21, and the price moved that month from 69,000 to the resistance support line at 53,000, right? So that's a zone, right? That's a range. And now this is resistance. So is this one, same kind of thing, right? Price action produced a bounce here, right? So there is some support and resistance now at 40,000. Same thing goes for 28K, right? And you can see that this latest bounce, this might end up being a dead cat bounce too. I hate to say stuff like that, but this latest bounce hit resistance at 30K, around 28, and has been rejected, so our short-term forecast, what's Bitcoin going to do the rest of May into June? Well, right now, if we kind of zoom out on a weekly time frame, you can add some indicators. Looks bearish, right? Looks like we're going down to retest 24, the top of this range. It's already come down to 25, so it's pretty close. So it looks like a little reset. That doesn't mean we're bearish. That doesn't mean we're going down here to test new lows, but that could happen, and if you want like an if and or statement about trading, we can definitely get into that. But what I want to do is use these support resistance lines to kind of illustrate how this works with GAN. So you'll see me draw some pretty lines on this chart, but understand what they are. So here's our levels, right? This is the 3850 nuclear bottom and the COVID bottom of March 20. Here's the top of that zone at 12K. So I have been kind of watching that zone, thinking that there might be some support there, and there should be. We never made it quite down there. So, we caught support at 15K and bounced to 30. If you want to kind of extend these lines, into the previous cycle, this 19, 18, 19, 20K line has produced some support here as well. So you could, draw a dotted line right there. And that's the previous all-time high from the December 17th, January 18 run of Bitcoin. All right. So anytime we're doing GAN, we're looking for basic highs and lows if we're talking about just drawing angles. And there's no perfect way to do this. So the best way I always explain to people, is just go out in a trading view, grab the GAN fan, and this is available to anyone on a free trading view account. Grab the GAN fan. This is the easiest way to get started and kind of see how this works. So I've got a GAN fan chosen, right? So this is an automatic indicator in trading view, amazing software. I cannot say enough good things about this software. It's so good for a free, account. I can't even put it into words. I promise you, even as recent as 10 years ago, software like this would have cost big money. So use it. GAN angles. We're looking for a bottom and a top, right? Now that doesn't mean it's the cycle bottom and cycle top. That could be a range cycle and a range top if you want to get, more granular or on a shorter time frame. But for our intents and purposes, and what I do as an analyst is more zoomed out, try to look at larger trends, try to help people in our club kind of figure out where we're at and where there might be possible support and resistance. So if you want to start, just start clicking some buttons. Look for a low and a high, right? So if I start my GAN angle right here and I click on that low, right? And then I pull this thing all the way up, right? All the way up to 69,000. And you see it's almost on the dot right there. And I just click it. Boom. I just drew my first GAN angle, GAN fan, right? And I'm just going to step back and I'm going to hold my hands up and I'm going to look at this for a second, right? And I'm pointing out to what I am looking at on my screen. This is so simple and beautiful and easy. So use it. And you can just look at these lines, right? We don't have to look very hard and see that clearly, some of this stuff is already starting to line up. So our previous cycle bottom in March of 2020 at 3,500 ran up all the way and made a new high at 69,000. You can see from this angle here, right? This was our resistance angle, if you want to call it that, because every time we hit it and tried to get above it, we were rejected, right? So there is your, resistance line, if you want to call it like that. And then we go down here and look at the support line, the very bottom, the 1 of 1, or I'm sorry, the 0 of 1 line, or I'm sorry, 8 of 1 line. So the 1 of 1 line is right here, and then it just goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so on, right? So this bottom, zoom in just a little bit more here. You can kind of see it. This bottom 5 line has been the support and acted as support at 15,000, right? You can see on the 4 line, we bounced off of the 4 line. It didn't hold as support, and then we fell lower. You can see on the 2 of 1 line, right? It acted as support, right? Bounced off of the 1 of 1 line, acted as support again, failed to hold support, boom, came down and tested the 3. That was just ran right through it, 4, and so on and so on. But now we have support. So the question is, is this 15K going to be the cycle bottom? Well, right now, all the evidence that we have on this chart shows that it is a clear bottom. Now, is it going to be the cycle bottom? Only time's going to tell us that. So we have to use what data and information we have available. And again, don't just use this to be the end all be all. This is one tool, and it's definitely something that's very easy to use, and something that we recommend. So now that I've drawn this support from the bottom, right, I can take my quote unquote cycle top, and then what we are imagining is a bottom down here, right? So that's I guess around 15K, and I can take my same GAN fan, right, from that top, and I can go down here and try to find what I would consider the absolute bottom. Now it looks like, you know, you could kind of line that up however you want, but the first bounce was down here, and if I just leave it at that line right there, which is around 15K, now I've got a really nice looking support resistance grid from the tops and the bottom. This is what I like to do. I'm giving you my industry secrets away. Look at this, right? What just happened here? So I drew a 1 of 1 from this top to this bottom, right? And you can see that this was clear resistance, right? Nothing wanted to break out above it, right? And finally we did break through it. It acted as support, right? It bounced off of that line and carried on until the next GAN angle at 2 of 1, 3 of 1, 4 of 1, 8 of 1. So it's doubled. I said 5 of 1 earlier. Yeah, so pretty clear illustration, right? Now, if you were looking at this before, right, you would have seen that, okay, not only are we running into a 30K resistance line here, this is clear resistance up here. Boom, it got rejected. Now we're back down at 25. We failed to break that GAN angle. So these GAN lines, this 2 of 1, 3 of 1, 4 of 1, 8 of 1, are now resistance angles, right? And this is, again, just pure geometry and math, right? And again, some of this is your theory too. But what you're looking at now is, okay, if the momentum is down, are we going to go down here and, you know, hit this 20 and then finish this little zone out here before we go back and test 30K? Could be, right? Will we hold here and break through this resistance and get up here and go test, you know, these waters up here around 38 and 40K? Well, there's your if and kind of then else statement, right? And if you're an analyst or a trader, you're doing if, right? So right now, this is a bearish kind of setup, right? It's a bearish sentiment. We can apply some templates to this if you want to kind of look at, you know, what I would kind of look at. You can see our weekly template. So this is a squeeze momentum indicator, a money flow indicator, and a stochastic. The weeklies are all topped out, and the dailies are, you know, I'm not even going to go look at that because the smaller time frame has already kind of spilled over. But you can see the weekly does look, you know, like it wants to round out and maybe come down here and retest some of our support. Okay, so that being said, you know, maybe for the foreseeable, you know, week or next couple of weeks, we're doing some sort of retest. You know, that could be one thing. If you zoom out to the monthly, however, this looks very different, right? This looks like we're ready to go back to 100K. All of the momentum is now to the upside on the squeeze momentum on the monthly because of just this massive amount of selling. I mean, you're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars of selling here, and you know, clearly we've made a bottom on this stochastic. Again, this is as zoomed out as I get on a monthly, and this money flow looks pretty hot too. So if you got in at that 16K line, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself right now. I would be, you know, and my strategy is pretty clear, guys. You know, I've kind of stopped doing my intraday stuff for a while. If you want my help as an analyst, I'm happy to do that. I help a lot of traders and support a lot of traders and people out there trading. But you know, they say dollar cost average or value averaging. That's really all I do. You know, we buy a certain amount of Bitcoin every week, stash it away. Some of it we use for business. Some of it I literally just put in a wallet and forget about it. And that's what I use as a savings vehicle. If you have any questions about what we did here, you know, or if you want me to get more granular, let me know, because just hit me in the comments, jump in our Telegram, Discord. We're everywhere. We're real easy to find. I love talking about this stuff. Remember, when you're doing this kind of stuff too, right? Sometimes there's no right or wrong way to do it, right? Analysts draw pictures. We draw charts. We draw models. Not all of them are 100% accurate every time. That's not what you're ever going for, right? Nothing on the planet is ever going to crystal ball predict something. But what you can do is start pooling these resources together, using your tools, using me, for example, and other people, right? Other people's opinions out there, kind of what's going on with the markets. Again, right now, just from a general standpoint, looks like the dollar is strengthening a little bit. The Dow and global markets are kind of flat, right? We're not sure if we're going above or beyond, if we're going down to retest some of these lows, or if we're going to go actually try to make some new highs. Right now, it just looks real choppy, and that's indecision in the market. That's usually not good for up only, right? So just remember, there is some correlation still in these markets until we have some kind of clear breakouts, until the SPX, for example, breaks above 4,400 and we start going party on. I'd be kind of neutral and just, careful about that. If you want to go look at any symbols or specific, to any of these charts, a lot of these charts are going to look like this wax chart right now. Highs in the 21 in the cycle, and then some sort of bottom, real flat right now. There's not a lot of volume. There's not a lot of momentum in these markets. If you have any questions, hit us in the comments. Appreciate all the feedback. Make sure to join us in Miami for shitcoin if you can. Oh my goodness. This is just, like I said, an amazing experience. I'm super lucky to have, been a part of the original, and we'll follow these guys around wherever they go. Again, we'll try to get as much media as we can from the conference, and we'll be streaming hopefully to our website, but definitely to Twitch. We'll put out some details on that here in just a couple of hours. The drop for the NFT we made with Rispachi is going to open up here. Again, those are 10 wax. We will make a pool after the event and have some staking features. We'll definitely keep track of everybody that's holding those. This is just a super fun project. We love doing these kind of things. That's what we're all about at Golden Stacks and the STAXX Club, supporting real people, doing real things. Again, love you guys. Hit those buttons, hit those likes and subscribes, guys. Those are what we need right now to get our message out there, and get as many people as we can joining this club. I mean, it's super fun to interact and get people's insights and opinions, especially professionals out there. Love all you artists out there, guys banging on the keyboards, developers, just keep doing what you do. I know it's not easy in a lot of places out there right now. So if we can help you, let us know, right? We're happy to do that. Again, as always, take care of yourself. Make sure to join us down in Miami if you can. And if not, make sure to jump on one of those streams and hit those buttons, guys. Take care of yourself. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.